What's up everyone? I'm excited to bring this video to you today because we are finally making progress in the gaming industry. Not much, but some. I wanted to use B-roll footage from the madness content from Elden Ring because I think it will suit this video properly, because I will be talking about people and companies that have been trying to burn the gaming industry to the ground with their mentally ill madness. Ubisoft will be my main focus in this video because they are the worst company in the gaming industry right now and have been for years. So this video idea came to me because I was making my rounds on X to do my routine criticisms of commenting on garbage game sites like Kotaku, IGN, Xbox, Ubisoft, etc. And that's when I noticed that I haven't seen anything from Ubisoft in a few days. So I went to their page and what do you know? They had me blocked. I was actually happy whenever I saw that I was blocked because that showed me that my work/criticisms are paying off and these companies are finally noticing. By the way, I never intended to make content like this. All I wanted to do was play great fun games and stream them. Hell, my ADHD makes these videos more time consuming and exhausting than the average content creator, but after noticing how bad the gaming industry had gotten, my passion for gaming wouldn't just let me just sit back and do nothing. But all of us passionate gamers that started making content and reporting on these garbage practices in the gaming industry is finally paying off. These companies are panicking and trying to hide the backlash. After seeing that Ubisoft had me blocked, I started looking into it more, and that's when I noticed all the panic. Doing my research, I came across this clip of Baldi that shows the panic from Ubisoft.
The Assassin's Creed, a lot of people have had enough of this shit in Japan. A lot of the story of the Black Samurai was built off of a guy who wrote a book who basically made a lot of shit up. So Thomas Lockley, the mastermind behind False History of Yasuke as a Samurai, has had his career and the entire program erased. It's over. In the, quote, assassin problem, the University of Japan erased the career of Associate Professor Rockley. Bro, they're not playing around with this dude, man. Holy shit. They blocked me. Man, got blocked by Ubisoft for making this tweet. It seems like also it's very hard for us to know why exactly something like this happened. I mean, it could have just been a readjustment.
Well, let me explain how this ain't no readjustment. In my quest to explain why this happened, I discovered Ubisoft had his earning report just 2 days ago. So naturally, I immediately assumed a revenue miss caused it. But nope, Ubisoft beat estimates and even reported strong guidance for future earnings. So I immediately thought, how could they provide strong guidance after the disastrous reception of both Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Shadows? And then I listened to the earnings call.
The gameplay for our two highly anticipated upcoming premium titles, Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Shadows, was not only praised by players and critics alike, but also highlighted the cutting-edge capabilities of our game engine.
What we have factored in is a strong launch for Star Wars Outlaws that reflects the fact that indeed it's among the most awaited game of the industry this year, and reflecting a really strong positive community sentiment. And also we expect the Shadows to be the most ambitious title of the series. Should do very well through the busy season.
Okay, so and when you talk about it being the most ambitious, are you hoping for it to be the best-selling Assassin's Creed game? Is that how I can read that commentary?
Could you talk about pre-orders for both Outlaws and Shadows and how they compare to previous titles?
So in terms of, we don't disclose nor comment pre-orders. Usually what we can say is that what we've been observing and measuring is that our two big titles actually are indeed among the most awaited games of the industry, and they enjoy a very strong positive community sentiment overall.
As you can see in that clip and these screenshots, that Ubisoft is blocking people and trying to manipulate the popularity of their games. Ubisoft is nothing more than a scam and have been for a long time. Here are a quick few reminders how bad Ubisoft is. First, they tried deleting consumers' Ubisoft account. After they got a bunch of backlash, they tried switching up on what accounts they were actually going to delete. Number 2, they don't support consumers owning their own games that the consumer has spent hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on. My advice is to buy physical to get full ownership of your games. Number 3, They cancel and delay expected games so often that it is maddening to the consumers. Imagine if you were as inconsistent at your job as Ubisoft is at theirs. You would never be able to hold down a job. Number 4, Ubisoft has been caught stealing assets from other IPs and stealing copyrighted content. After getting caught, they released a bullshit apology and a bullshit excuse why they couldn't just remove the content from the game. If someone was stealing from Ubisoft, best believe they would sue the hell out of that person. Ubisoft are some entitled pricks. And number 5, which is the most damning, 2 of the co-founders of Sweet Baby Inc. used to work for Ubisoft before leaving to start up Sweet Baby Inc. The 2 co-founders of Sweet Baby Inc. are the kind of people that Ubisoft produces at their studios. I wanted to add this 6th example after coming across this article while editing this video. Ubisoft has been caught buttering up YouTubers, influencers with trips to Disneyland and boat tours to promote Star Wars Outlaws. So that should tell you exactly how bad Ubisoft games are if they have to bribe YouTubers to promote their games. There are so many more bad practices that Ubisoft has conducted over the years, but I think my examples have proven that Ubisoft is a disgusting company. While I was gathering info for this video, I kept coming across libtards saying, "I thought y'all were against cancel culture," or others trying to condemn cancel culture now that it is affecting their side, but didn't condemn it years ago when it was only affecting the side/people that they opposed. I will always remind these libtards the difference between cancel culture and informing the consumers. We normal people will put hours upon hours into collecting info and facts to present to the consumers so they can be informed to make their own decisions. These libtards do none of that. They just demand, harass, and threaten until they get their way. It's like a whiny ass baby crying to get what they want, so these stupid companies will give in to stop their crying. I want to point out this other hypocrisy real quick, and that is people wanting to condemn cancel culture now that it is affecting their jobs and companies. This is John Carmack, one of the co-founders of id Software. id Software created some of the most legendary games like Doom, Wolfenstein 3D, and Quake. After John left id Software, he went to work for Meta/Oculus VR. He became close friends with another co-worker at Meta by the name of Palmer Luckey. Palmer Luckey was canceled by the mob because he donated $10,000 to Donald Trump's campaign. He was shunned from the industry, and John Carmack stayed quiet, didn't stand up for his friend Palmer Luckey. Now John wants to condemn cancel culture, but didn't want to when his friend needed it the most. John has recently come out to say that he should have spoke up for Palmer Luckey when his career and life was destroyed by the cancel culture mob. Luckily, Palmer Luckey was lucky enough to recoup himself and start up a successful defense technology company that does work for the military. People like John and these gaming companies who contribute to these foul practices in the gaming industry should be called out for it and make consumers aware of it as well. That is my point behind this video. Don't let these foul people and companies try to silence you or manipulate you out of your hard-earned money. I want to leave you with a few short clips from Ubisoft's next up-and-coming game, Star Wars Outlaws, so you can see how bad the game is going to be. Just take a notice at the horrible low-grade PS3 explosions, the way the protagonist knocks out enemies and helps them to the ground afterwards, and the horrible AI from the enemies. These videos take a lot out of me to make since I still work a full-time job and still gotta find time to play as many games as I can. If you liked the video and gathered information from it, please like or subscribe. Thank you for watching. Now go enjoy some games.
They're headed for us. Oh, got the tooth. I should get out of here.
You think you can take me? Think you can take me? Think you can take me?
As such, the blaster battles felt like they had meaningful stakes, and the stealth gameplay had a bit of weight to it because I knew that I'd be up against it. As such, the blaster battles felt like they had meaningful stakes, and the stealth gameplay had a bit of weight to it because I knew that I'd be up against it. As such, the blaster battles felt like they had meaningful stakes, and the stealth gameplay had a bit of weight to it because I knew that I'd be up against it